IVM.
We would like to thank Storytel for sponsoring this show. Storytel is an audiobook platform that lets you hear hundreds of thousands of stories on your mobile, on your PC, wherever you prefer. You can get a great deal by signing up at storytel.com/IVM. This week I'm going to recommend a book called The Pleasure of Finding Things Out. It's a book by Richard P. Feynman. Richard P. Feynman, if you're unaware, is one of the most impressive physicists of the 20th century. He's been a public intellectual. You'll find him in all kinds of videos on YouTube. Really, really fun guy to watch and listen to. This is a series of articles, interviews, essays, all that kind of stuff put together, like, short works put together. Really, really fun read. Definitely check it out. The Pleasure of Finding Things Out by Richard P. Feynman. You can get this on storytel.com/IVM. If you go and sign up from that link, what you'll get is your first month for 99 rupees instead of 299 rupees. That's $200 off your first month. Go check it out, storytel.com/IVM.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Positively Unlimited podcast. In this particular series of A to Z, which I hope you've been following very, very intently, I've been talking about how to find your life purpose, mindsets that you need to find your life purpose, habits that you need to inculcate to find your life purpose, as well as mistakes that you need to stop making in order to find your life purpose. Well, today I'm going to talk about something that so many of us are doing, and it's kind of like, well, for some of us at least, it's one of the biggest obstacles in our way. It's what I call the when and then syndrome. When that will happen, then I will do that. When I get that, then I will live like that. When that happens, then everything will become okay. This kind of thinking, this constantly having one foot and one arm in the future, which has no substance, it's still a piece of imagination. It blocks our vision. It blinds us. Well, it prevents us from seeing what we need to see in the present, and it prevents us from doing what we need to do in the present in order to create that future. For so many of us, our life purpose may be staring us in our face, but because of this when and then mindset, we can't see it, we can't recognize it, we are unable to identify it. So many of us may be living our life purpose right this moment, and you wouldn't even know it. Why? Because you are not present, you are not living in the now. Everything is about a when that will happen, or when I get that, or when I find out that. So when you listen to this episode, right that minute, right that moment, you start living in the now. It's absolutely all right to dream of the future. It's okay to have a certain vision in your mind, to want something, to create a certain kind of life. However, that particular vision, that desire, that image, that picture is just your imagination in this moment. In order for that piece of your imagination to become your reality, you will have to take action in the now, in the present. So it is the fruits of the seeds that you will sow today that you will enjoy tomorrow. But if you are going to sit in your balcony dreaming about that fruit that you will eventually eat and how it will taste and what that experience will be like, or even if you are going to sit in your balcony and count the number of fruits that you will get eventually in the future, while you are doing nothing to even sow the seed, then you are wasting time. Go back to last week's episode, E for Explore, and take action. Start doing the things that you love to do. Start making notes of what makes you happy. Start observing your basic nature. Start making a mental note of people who make you smile, people who fill you up with joy, and where you derive your sense of self from. Only if you can observe and make notes of these things about yourself in the present can you discover your life purpose. Remember that you can understand your life purpose only when you learn to join the dots. If you listen to episode 151, and well, if you haven't, then you need to go back to it. That's where I started on this particular cycle of A to Z. I spoke about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions. Again, that is something that you do in the present. That is something that you do today. Because when you align your thoughts, words, and actions, when you use that aligned way of being to explore your preferences, your likes, your spaces of joy, your interests, all of that, when you do these actions in the present, only then can that energy flow into the universe and come back to you tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the day after that, the week after that. And in that cycle of you putting out a certain energy and an appropriate energy coming back to you, will you create the space within which your life purpose will be revealed? What goes around comes around. So ask yourself, what am I putting out? Step out of this bad habit of when and then. Make everything about the now. What can I do right now in this moment? I don't like the situation. It's not turning out the way I want it to turn out. Fair enough. What can I do in the now? I'm feeling absolutely happy right now. Everything is going my way. But oh my God, what if this is taken away from me? No. Pull yourself back into the present and say, hold on. I'm enjoying myself right now, and that is all that matters. I'm also going to leave you with a question today. We're constantly asking, what is my life purpose? What is my calling? When will I find it? When will I know? How will I know? Well, I want to turn that question on its head today for you. What do you want your life purpose to be? What would you like your life purpose to be? Now, I know that a lot of y'all may respond with, I don't know. And I'm going to urge you to go to episode 154, where I spoke about that phrase, that response, I don't know. I want you to sit with this question. What would I like my life purpose to be? What do I want my life purpose to be? I want you to sit with it, and I want you to write down any and every answer that comes to your mind. Do this in the now. Do this today. Every episode in this particular series of A to Z, starting from episode 151, has tiny tools, questions, perspectives that are preparing you to rise up, to evolve to that point where you can understand your life purpose, where you can see your life purpose, where you can recognize it. So take action today. Do the things that I share in these episodes today. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking about another bad habit that we have all inculcated. And it's another bad habit that is standing like this massive mountain in our way and preventing us from recognizing or evolving into that space where we can find our life purpose. So stay tuned for that one. But in the meantime, go back to episodes 151, 154, and 155. All previous episodes are on the IBM website and app. Also, you can connect with us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is IBM Podcast. And if you want to connect with me, if you have questions about your life purpose, message me, DM me on Instagram. My handle is Positivity Angel. Let me also say this. You don't just have to listen to this particular cycle of A to Z. The one right before this, and I think I started somewhere around episode 121, if I'm not mistaken, was all about relationships. So if you are struggling in your love life right now, you want to go to those episodes and listen to that particular cycle of A to Z as well. Have a good week, guys, and keep writing into me.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Storytel and the Whole Truth Foods. Thank you for supporting us. We have a new show out this week, Candid Kannan with Siddharth Kannan. Sid K is a well-known RJ. He has an incredible show with some of the most amazing Bollywood celebrities. As part of the first week's episode, we're releasing 5 episodes at one time, so you can get your fill of Sid. You can hear him talk to Varun Dhawan, Anil Kapoor, Anurag Kashyap, Bhumi Pednekar, and a whole lot more. This week on the Edges and Sledges podcast with Varun, DJ, and Ashwin, hear them talk about the historic victory that India achieved at Gaba. Maruk Inayat had an amazing talk with Gul Panag. They spoke about the farmer protests and why Bollywood celebs are acting the way that they are. And finally, Shunya 1 is back this week. Shiladitya and me talked to Anirudh Singla from Pepper Content. We have a great lineup of guests coming up in the coming weeks, including Deepak Abid, the co-founder of India Gold. Definitely check that out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.